Good morning. How are y'all? Where am I? I always look like I'm in prison, but I'm not. Look, that's my breakfast. And that's my crap. I am in, none of y'all are here, but that's fine. I'll just talk to myself. I'm in Greensboro for the United States Tennis Association Conference. God, let me show y'all my bosoms. Not that I play much tennis, but I am doing the keynote speech and I'm doing breakout sessions. Oh, I look rough. Anyway, Shelley's still asleep. Oh, I missed y'all. I might have some real problems. I shouldn't miss the internet. But I mean, I do really do miss y'all. And if you don't like me to eat when I talk, change the channel. So, hey Lisa, this isn't going to be very long because I really do have shit to do, but I just wanted to go over a few things. And probably on, hey Maxine, I hope y'all are doing okay in Wilmington. Still out of school in Duplin. Oh, Tori, I am sorry. Gosh. I saw that in Goldsboro, the Episcopal Church has been doing like a day camp every day. Isn't that nice for all the kids that aren't in school? Whew. Anyway, they probably were like, oh God, how long is this going to go on? But sorry. I don't even know how do people go to work? Oh, I'm sorry. I got nothing better than that. Let's see. The Eli towing issues. I know we've had so much news. It's exhausting. I can't keep up. Have y'all been watching this Kavanaugh stuff? Okay, you want to know what I think? I have no idea. No, I haven't watched a lick of it. And I don't even want to. Because whatever I say is going to piss people off. And I have no clue. So there you go. I did read. Hey, Lainey. I did read last night, though, people's posts, because everybody's chiming in. And what I saw is that, this is just me, my liberal friends all believe her and hate Kavanaugh. And my conservative friends think she's a total liar and that this is political. Isn't that funny? Are there any liberal people that think she didn't do it? And are there any conservative people that are like, no, she's believable? See, this is the problem with politics. My neck looks old. Anyway, that's just what I saw. It's like you fall right into the hands of stereotypes. Anyway, that's that. You'll get nothing from me. I'll have 2 weeks to invest and look at that. So, what else? Eli's towing. We reported on him earlier this week. He's from Polly's Island. And Eli made the mistake of picking up some sandbags and then selling them. That's not good. I don't think it's illegal, but it definitely falls in the asshat category, doesn't it? Anyway, and then he had his boat. I just found this online. He had his boat for sale, and it didn't sell on like Sunday. On Tuesday, somebody saw him tying it up at the marina before the hurricane. Hi, Lily. And it sunk. Shocker. And then he towed it out on Saturday. That's not good. At least if you're going to sell the boat and then intentionally sink it, take it off the yard sale list. It's still up. Because I joined the buy sales thing of the Horry County. Never heard of Horry County. Anyway, and people are like out for blood. You know, I think when people are busting their ass, filling up sandbags. Oh, I miss Lily. Lily, my parents are coming to Florida on Saturday. And people don't want him selling sandbags. And then he was such a jerk about it, saying he made like, I don't know, a lot of money in the morning. So he was one thing. Anyway, you know, you can watch the Rawson Report. My show is called The Wood Whoopin'. No, I'm just kidding. What else? Who else did something bad? Bad. Oh, pronounced Ari. That's where Myrtle Beach is. Oh, speaking of it's Hari. No, Ari. It's not. It's not Ori. Oh, I was thinking that was a terrible name. Ari. Sorry. Y'all can write a post about me. I don't claim to be a genius. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Ori. Ori is what somebody else said. Oh, that's too complicated to get into. Y'all got anything? Oh my God, y'all are still correcting me on Ori. Will I eat my grits? The little boy Maddox was found yesterday. I'm sure most of y'all seen that by now. I tell you what, that is about killed me this week. And my friend Brooke Rich is watching this, and she remembers very well. So Amos was not quite 3, I think. And we had people over at our house. And I was sitting on the back patio with a friend, and right behind the patio, we had a trampoline with a gate, like a fenced-in yard. And he had gone back, and I thought he was on the trampoline. Well, I went to check on him, I don't know, 5 minutes later, because he was kind of quiet. Well, the gate had been left open. And I flew out into the front yard, and I can't tell you what a bad feeling that was. I love that headboard. I'm at the Grandover in Greensboro. And as I was getting into the front yard, the police were bringing him back, and our friends Brooke and Simon were driving by. They had seen Amos at the drugstore, which is a little over a block from our house, and with 2 young girls who found him standing there. And when the police brought him back, I remember like the guilt was as heavy as the panic. Anyway, I'm not going to the spa. I'm here for work, Sloan Tanner. Darn, I wish I was going to the spa. Anyway, and I shared that. And I don't know if Maddox got lost, and I don't know what happened to him. But I do know that if there's one teeny bit of chance that he did get lost, the last thing anybody needs is accusations. And I know that the mother, Maddox's mother, was not with him. He was with his dad for the weekend. And her heart is broken. And I just think about her being out there and reading stuff and writing stuff. And I mean, just how awful that must be. So anyway, children with autism, not only are they more likely to drown and more likely to get injured, they're also like 8 times more likely to suffer harm from their caregivers. And that makes me sad. And I mean, well, you know, we've all been frustrated by children. I mean, the other night when we left the fair, Amos was kicking the hell out of my seat. And I mean, I was thinking to myself, I'm just going to ignore him because I could like turn around and smack the mess out of him right now, you know? And so anyway, I get it. I don't justify it, but I get it. And I think when a family is poor and uneducated, I don't know, I think we feel like they're guiltier. Does that seem true? Anyway, I just want to give somebody the benefit of the doubt because I'd want somebody to give me the benefit of the doubt. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's hard to move on from there. I tell you what. It's really hard. Gosh. I am thinking about getting Amos one of those. It's like a bracelet where you can find out where they go. I mean, even the other night, we went to the fair. I mean, the fair. Oh my gosh, my bosoms. I love the fair. Like, I really do. In my head, like, somebody was like, well, you can't have high expectations. I'm the queen of low expectations. But to me, the fair is like the most fun thing of the year. It's where my husband and I had our very first date, the Chowan County Fair, on a Friday night. And for some reason, I let myself have high expectations. I mean, when we first got there, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't crowded at all. So Amos could run around, and I, chased him. And if he was eating, he would sit still. But then he got full, and it got crowded. And he was in the stroller. And it was probably, 200 degrees. And whenever we stopped, if I wanted to talk to someone, which, that's sort of the fun of being at the fair, right? He just, pew, out of the stroller. It's funny now. But I mean, I had it. And this is a funny story. And so Luke has been wearing a Project Lifesaver on his ankle. Oh, see? Thank you, Lisa. So my older son doesn't have a phone, and I think he's going to have to get one now. I've about hit my limit. So they're able to text from like the iPad or something. But when he texts me, it shows up as Thomas, my husband. And he said, Mom, this is Thomas. I'm home. His grandparents had taken him somewhere. And I said, okay, Carrie Stiegel is going to come pick you up. Great. And then, my in-laws ended up bringing him to the fair, whatever. So at 6, my husband's still not there. And I was like, where the devil is he? So I text him, and I said, where are you? He said, well, I'm still waiting. And I was like, I don't know what that means. So we went on about our business. Well, then I called him, and I was like, what are you doing? We are at the fair. I'm dying. I'm chasing Amos. He was like, well, I'm waiting for Carrie Stiegel. I said, what? That message was for little Thomas. He goes, well, it went to my phone. I said, why would Thomas's friend's mother pick you up for the fair? That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Support me on this. Is that not ridiculous? I mean, why would he think that she was going to pick him up to go to the fair? He has a car. He has a license. She doesn't typically pick him up. I mean, it's like people have had lobotomies. So anyway, so he showed up at the fair, and I was about to start crying. He was like, I'll take Amos home. I was like, oh no, I'm taking him home. I had to leave to come to Greensboro. I hadn't had a shower. Oh no, he was pissed, Ellen. I mean, this is bad. Golly. Anyway, but the fair, maybe it was sort of fun. Might not take but then my oldest son was like, got home and was like, are you mad at Daddy? And I was like, or were you mad at Daddy? And I said, yes, I was mad at Daddy. I was mad. But I'm not anymore. Daddy and I are fine. We'll be laughing about it in 5 minutes. But yes, I was mad. Isn't that amazing? Like, the children get so undone. I tell you what, if I'm not planning to get divorced, it would kill my children. And I don't mean that out there for anybody that is divorced or anything, or that there aren't legitimate reasons that needs to happen. But I don't know how. The other thing is, go ahead, hate me. I couldn't be a single parent. I mean, it is too hard. I mean, really, it is too hard. Y'all are gonna have to just sit here a minute while I get my sugar. Anyway, gosh, and marriage is hard. I would just like to point that out. It really is. And I think I say that for folks that are like, no, oh, it's whatever, you get married. It's hard. And it was hard before we had children. And then you bring them into it, and then you're really pissed. So I'm just telling anybody out there that's struggling, that thinks, I might need to get a divorce. Don't get a divorce. You just got to buck up. Stick it out. Unless you've got some real terrible something going on. But most of us don't. Most of us are just annoyed that our husbands are home waiting for their child's friend's mother to pick them up. It's just my opinion. When I left, my husband said, "Have fun." I said, "Well, you have fun too in the courthouse." And then he laughed. I tell you what, if you don't laugh, you might not make it. Don't have to worry about me. Speaking of which, my dad got his grits taste like oatmeal. My dad got his wire jaw off, but my mother came and met me at Belk yesterday. They're leaving for Florida on Saturday for a month. I hate them leaving. But anyway, so she was dying to come meet me, and I had to make some returns. So she met me. And I said, "How's Dad?" Because I hadn't talked to him yet. I should be calling him right now. She was like, "Well, he's okay." I said, "Well, is his jaw all healed?" She goes, "Well, we don't know." I said, "What do you mean?" Dr. Nashad, did the x-ray. She goes, "Well, I wasn't in there." And he said, "Dr. Nashad did the x-ray, but he didn't tell me what it said. Do you think that's a bad sign?" I said, wouldn't it have made sense to maybe ask him what the x-ray said? Coming from someone who has a cast on? Yes, I am speaking in Greensboro. I'm at the United States Tennis Association Conference, and I am doing a keynote today on kind of sharing your real story. So there are all these, they call them, I think they're called CTAs. I'm learning all these initials around North Carolina, and then working with them on social media and being an influencer. Anyway, sort of exciting. Though my method is unusual. I think a lot of people looked and saw that picture of me in my underpants. It was like, oh my God, what's this girl going to say? I do like that picture. I kind of look thin. Anyway. Nothing else? Let me just say that I could sit in a hotel room for a year. Dr. Phil is still on. I used to watch Dr. Phil and breastfeed 12 years ago. I could sit in a hotel room, I bet, for 5 days and not walk out of it. I mean, I really could. Whenever I go to, that's so light. Whenever I go to one, I always think, God, I should have come earlier and stayed longer. But I miss my children. I actually really do kind of miss them this time. I didn't miss them. But now that I go more, I miss them. I'm missing a lot of soccer games and a funeral. I hate that. But anyway. Carry on. We might have a longer session. Maybe Sunday night. If I'm up to it. Have a nice weekend. If you're in Greensboro and want to come say hi to me at the Grandover, pop in. I'll be playing some tennis tonight. Carry on. Have a good day. Goodbye, Joan.